And we are live. Is this working? All right. I'm trying something new here. It's an app and the filter, and I am trying to do a few things at once. Options. Okay. All right. I think this is working. All right. Let me just, I suppose this is kind of cool. So let me just position this here. All right, you guys. I am attempting to make a new bit of code that I learned the other day. And I remember this from months ago, and I guess I forgot about it, but enums are way more powerful than I thought or remembered. So I love like the whole like playing with enums and then getting them to appear in switches. Not only is it, does it make sure that you don't make any mistakes in what you've written or what is available to you, it's just a great way to get Xcode to work for you and to have the auto spelling, the autocomplete, fill in your own bits of code, which is always exciting. But then in the last couple of days of my 100 days of learning how to do Swift and iOS coding, I learned from a quick tutorial that I did manage to sneak in there during my morning coffee that you can actually add a lot more functionality to enums. You can actually add functions to them and like switches within the functions within the enums before you use the enums into your other functions and switches, which is really cool. So one of the things that I want to try out is just a very basic enum, let's say days, seasons would be even shorter. Okay, so case winter, case spring, case summer. Now even though I am on day 33, I am very much a beginner learning how to code and learning how to use Xcode, and now I'm in playgrounds rather than the full-blown Xcode, so it's a little less overwhelming. I could just focus on my code. Autumn. I think it was something like this. Don't mind the birds in the background. It's either birds or dogs. Can't win. And yeah, so one of the frustrating things of being on Twitter and like seeing what everyone else is up to, you get this feeling like everyone else is like advancing way faster. But the truth of the matter is I only have an hour a day, maybe 2 hours some days if I'm lucky. Now it's the weekend, so I can put in a little bit more time, but I'm gonna try and keep myself in check and not like compare myself too much to how others are doing, because I'm also not trying to race through my course, which I think I have it open right here. The course I got. I'm not trying to race through it. It's like a 60-hour course. It's pretty substantial. It really takes you from absolute beginner and just slowly builds you up and teaches you all the different ways of doing the same thing, even in Xcode, because Apple over the past decade has come up with different ways of doing the same thing, whether it's UIKit or the Swift UI. I started learning Swift UI last summer, on and off, and then now I'm learning a bit of auto layout, and we're back into the coding. And so today I'm also messing around with this cute little filter I found on the Pixel Cam app that I have on my iPad. But I noticed that when I use record in this app, it uses a compression and it looks like awful JPEG. And so now in order to make this, I am recording the screen recording the iPad screen while using the app, while using the voice memo on the Mac to record my voice, so that later in iMovie I can put it all together. Yeah, it's a little complicated, but as I'm trying to collect little clips of what I'm doing like every other day, the discipline is coming back to make these videos, just like when I was doing my 100 days of making comics years ago. And so it's getting faster and faster. That said, I do try and keep myself in check with the social media and making of videos and focus on the actual coding and doing the actual work. Like this is secondary, this is primary. I guess you are watching me code live and this is taking forever. What was the thing that you can do? The thing that you can do. So one of the things that you can do with an enum is apparently you can add data. So you could do number seasons, take in an int, something like this. Wait. Does that work? Oh, it does actually work. Once you learn some of the basics, when you're learning this, like one of the things that I find exciting is that you can really just try stuff out. And like more often than not, stuff just seems to work. Like it's very flexible, right? And what I remember from Objective-C, like, 12 years ago when I was learning this, is that, at least like how it came across to me then, is that if you don't get things exactly right, stuff doesn't work. There's still some truth to that, but the grammar of the language, the syntax, is a lot easier on the eye. Okay, so number seasons can be an int. How do I set it to 4? I don't know yet. Okay, so func, not think, func, name season. Let's call it that. And then it will return a string. Now, is it giving me that red dot because I haven't filled it in yet, or I've already messed it up? I don't know. Switch. Can I just do switch seasons already? Let's try that. Case winter. So it doesn't want to, because it's playgrounds, it doesn't do that thing I said earlier about autofilling. That's Xcode. Winter. Something like this. Case boo boo. Case. This is one of the inconsistencies I find in the language, where normally if you want to add code, it's within the curly braces, but then with the cases, it's just after the colon, because they're already within the curly braces. Like, it would be more consistent and then do this, I think. But hey. Oh. Case autumn print. Has to be exhaustive. You have to account for everything in these switches. Switches are fancy if-else statements. Number. Wait, what did I do? Seasons. Print. Can I do this? Of course. Switch. Okay, seasons dot number seasons. Okay, but we haven't got this to work. Let's try that again. Seasons. No. Can't I just... Is it perhaps... Okay. Well, that doesn't work. Print.
So I don't know if
Okay,
you
well,
can hear Karen right now, but
all right.
her channel is amazing and she's got lots of, for both beginners and more advanced people, some awesome tutorials. So check her out. What's this? I am making so many little discoveries all the time on this new Mac that was not available in on my old MacBook Pro. The gaming headset can be recorded when you do a screen recording. Okay, I have to test this out. Let's see if this works. I'm just gonna drop this in. 3, 2, 1, and clearly it's working. It's working. Oh my god. Well, another step closer to making slightly better videos with more ease. On to the next bit. All right. So this is Jan from the future. I spent all in all a good 15 minutes not figuring out why the thing that I was trying to do simply didn't work. And so what I figured out over here with this funk, this right here, right? Why this is not working. Okay. I made a mistake with the self bit because I'm actually part of the enum itself, so the switch should be about self, should say self. And the case, I had it right to have a return string. However, in the cases itself, I went print, which is fine, but I was supposed to return something. And so that's where I messed up because with all the examples I've been doing coding, there's so much print statements that I forget that you can just do quotation marks, quote, the string, and then it'll work. So let's try that out right now. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, func name season. I'm just gonna stick to description like Karen did in her calculator bit, which is why I was so attracted to that video, because it was about calculators. And I was stuck in calculators. All right, this one will return a string, which is with a capital, I believe. Yes, it is. This one, self, case. So seasons.winter is correct. However, return winter. Oh, it still gives an error. Still gives an error. Switch self. It's not a member of that type. Still, dot. Pretty sure it says winter down here. No. Is it? Okay, that's just weird. Okay, let's quickly dot. Finish these up. Right, so I'm not allowed to type it myself in Playgrounds. Return, and then summer case dot. I'm going to try it anyway. Autumn dot. Oh, now it's okay. Autumn. All right, this is all going right. Maybe add spring. Does it matter which order? I don't think so. It is not an array. Return spring. Hop. So now I am going to fix this weird ladder it's creating with Control I. There we go. And then I am going to test this. There was a plot on. Oh God. Please. Console is empty. Build. Please check your code and try again. Okay, I'm going to check my code. Func description. Description is with an N. Must be it. Okay, is it maybe... Here I am, stuck again. Oh well. This is correct, right? Okay, that's closing, that's closing, that's closing. Okay, maybe it's the space here. I doubt it. There was a problem. Okay, I am going to open the big bad Xcode. Type seasons has no capital. Default will never be executed. That's correct. Was it really just a capital? Is it maybe because I haven't tried it? Func. Is that it? I'm doing something very wrong. Okay, I don't know. Let's throw in a label. Temp. Let's make the text a bit bigger. And then, does it need to be hooked up? How can I get the label if I haven't hooked it up to my code? Right? That's logic. All right. So hold down Command or Control. I can never remember. Oh. Okay. My label. I misspelt it. That means there's going to be a problem. All right. Label dot text. Is it text? Set it to like YAML. We are going to test this on iPhone 11. All right, let's see what it does. It says expected something in the body. This is, I've done it again. I'm completely stuck. All right, whoop. Let me just turn this off. And this is why you should code every day, so that you don't forget these basic things. So what we've got here is I tried to put the label down here outside of this class, which is the UI view controller. And the UI view controller is what is on screen. It's kind of important. Yeah, and then once I figure this out, check this out, but I'm gonna have to put you down. The label, I connected it, and we are now going to change it. We are going to do some additional setup after loading this view, and we are going to say the label, it's text. Set it to the enum, which is called seasons, dot spring, dot the function, we're going to call it now, description. And then we will build it. Here is the mighty iPhone. And it says spring. Right? Send. And with that, we close out our Xcode. And I think it's time to reward myself a little bit for the struggles making such basic mistakes with a little Skyrim. I recently started a new playthrough with a new character on my Xbox Series S, which finally, unlike on my PlayStation, where on and off I've been playing this game for years, I get access to all the mods out there. There's so many mods to make the game look prettier, all the quests that you can add, and I can, well, it's pretty awesome. I mean, there's lots of other great games out there, more modern games, but this one,
you're right.
there's just
You've made a
something
mistake.
about it.
Now move along before that mouth of yours gets you into trouble.
Next time you're looking to pester someone, make sure it's the right person.
We're looking for information about a woman, a foreigner in these lands. She's a Redguard like us. We believe she may be hiding in Whiterun, but we're checking everywhere to be sure.
We have to go through town and across the bridge to get to Bleak Falls Barrow. You can see it from here, though. The mountain just over the buildings. Those thieves must be mad hiding out there. Those old crypts are filled with nothing but traps, trolls, and who knows what else. This is the bridge out of town. The path up the mountain to the northwest leads to Bleak Falls Barrow. I guess I should get back to my brother. He'll throw a fit if I take too long. Such a child.